Good morning. It's a cold start to the day today, but for many of us, it's going to be drier and sunnier than it was yesterday. Having said that, we'll have some showers coming in on a brisk northwesterly wind with gales down the North Sea coastline. I'll have all the details coming up later in the programme. Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. Yesterday, we had reports of some tornadoes, one in Widnes, some unconfirmed reports of another one in Ferring, which is near Worthing in West Sussex, and potentially another one in Falmouth. However, the last two, as I mentioned, are unconfirmed. Now, today we still do have a chilly wind. We're hanging on to slightly higher temperatures at the moment in the south. They won't last because we do have a weather front which is sinking southwards. And as it does so, it's going to turn colder behind. You can see a lot of dry weather today, a lot of sunshine, but on this brisk wind, we are looking at a fair few showers, and some of those will be wintry and higher ground, that North Sea coastline. And don't forget, with the spring tides, there is a chance we could see some overtopping today along parts of the North Sea coastline as well as Orkney. Now, temperatures, this is what it will say in your thermometer, 6 to about 14 degrees. But add on the wind chill, it will feel colder than that, especially in the North Sea coastline areas. Now, as we head on through the evening and overnight, while we continue with some clear skies, it still is going to be windy. We'll still have all those showers packing in from the west, wintry on higher ground. It could be frosty, locally a patchy frost in some parts of the east, but for most of us it won't be because it will be too windy for that. Then tomorrow, once again, some dry weather around, but we still have those showers coming in from the west, and if anything, a bit more cloud, but not as windy, with highs of 14, so it won't feel quite as cold. Nugget and Charlie. It is. It's gorgeous. And actually, if you're by the coast today, many of us will have a view like this. But if you are by the coast today, especially the east coast, we're looking at gales. Now, today there's a chilly wind anyway, wherever you are, and it's a brisk one. Yesterday's rain has now moved away. This band of rain here is a weak weather front sinking south, and behind it there are a lot of showers coming in on the strong northwesterly wind. Some of those will be wintry and higher ground, not just in Scotland but also Northern Ireland, the Pennines for example, and North Wales. These are the kind of gusts you can expect. So gales down this east coast, a lot of sunshine around. But of course, we've had the full moon last night, the spring tides. There could be some overtopping across parts of the east coast of England and also across Orkney as well. Temperatures today ranging from 6 in the north to about 14 in the south, but don't forget to add on the wind chill. It will feel much colder than that. Now, through this evening and overnight, once again, we'll have some clear skies. Still a lot of showers coming in that brisk wind. And temperature-wise, well, it's going to be another cold one in prospect. Cold enough in some eastern sheltered areas for a touch of frost, but for most of us, there'll be too much wind to have that issue. So tomorrow we start off with a bit more cloud than we're looking at today. We also will still see some showers. There'll be some sunshine too, but the winds will be that bit lighter. So it's not going to feel as cold as today. Mind you, there'll be no heat wave. And we're looking at temperatures 8 to about 14 degrees. After that, the temperatures start to rise as we go through the course of the weekend. And to start the weekend, it will be dry, but there is some rain coming in on Saturday from the west, and that will eventually get over to the east on Sunday. Nugget and Charlie.
Carol, this must be quite a fun couple of weeks.
Nugget, I love it when it's like this. I love it when there's something you can get your teeth into, but you always have to temper it with the effect it's going to have on somebody else. For example, we had a tornado in Widnes in Cheshire yesterday. That can cause devastating results. And there's some unconfirmed reports. I'll tell you about these a wee bit later on in the programme of tornadoes elsewhere as well.
Yeah,
but,
you don't often hear about them here. Don't often hear about them here.
You say that, but we actually have more tornadoes per square mile than they do in Tornado Alley. Now, lots of reasons for that. Possibly one in Falmouth, but that one is definitely yet to be confirmed because that could be something else altogether. But yesterday was very windy, and today is going to be windy once again. But you can't actually forecast exactly where a tornado is going to be. If you could, well, Tornado Alley would be packed by tornado chasers.
Would they?
Carol, thank you.
Charlie, good morning, everyone. If you haven't yet been out, it is a chilly start to the day across most areas. We've got a chilly wind once again, and it's coming from the north or the northwest. As you can see here, the blues on the chart representing that cold air, but it will be short-lived because by the weekend, once again, we'll be back into milder conditions. Now, this is a weather front which is sinking southwards, taking its rain with it. Behind it, we've got a peppering of showers. Some of those have been wintry on higher ground as we've gone through the early part of today. But we still do have the remnants of this front to clear. So at the moment, it's not as cold across southern areas. When that goes south, temperatures will actually go down a touch. Still some showers dotted around, a lot of dry weather, a lot of sunshine. The showers coming in on a brisk wind. And you can see the temperature in Glasgow at 10 o'clock, still only 5 degrees. The other thing of note is that we've got gales down this North Sea coastline. So here, with spring tides, there is the chance you could see some overtopping. So through the day, the showers continue to pack in on that northwesterly wind. They could be wintry on high ground as far south as North Wales. And these are our temperatures, 7 to about 14 degrees. Add on the wind, it will feel colder than that, especially across eastern areas. Now through this evening and overnight, once again, we've got clear skies, a lot of showers coming in on the brisk winds, still some of those wintry on higher ground, and it's going to be a cold night once again. Cold enough in some sheltered eastern areas for some frost, but most of us won't have that because the wind will be too strong. So into tomorrow then, the wind slowly starts to ease. There will be some sunshine to start the day, but generally speaking, there'll be a bit more cloud around as well. And still, we're looking at a few showers coming in, some of them getting as far east as the Midlands, possibly later in the day into East Anglia and the southeast, but they'll be the exception rather than the rule. And with the lighter winds, we're looking at temperatures 8 to 14, won't feel as cold as it's going to do this afternoon. On Saturday, well, again, eastern areas starting off on a dry and a bright note, a bit more cloud out to the west. We'll start to see a few showers arrive, and then the rain starts to come in across Northern Ireland, eventually getting into western parts of mainland Britain anyway. Temperatures starting to recover. In Aberdeen, we're looking at 12 degrees up to about 15 degrees in London. That rain will cross us during the course of Saturday night into Sunday. By the time it gets to the east, it will be a fairly weak affair, turning more showery in the southeast. But then we've got a packet of showers coming in behind it into western areas. But again, temperatures between about 12 and 16 degrees. Into the new week, well, the outlook remains fairly changeable with rain at times. Naga and Charlie.
Thank you very much.
Got a young man,
It's a chilly start to the day, and it's going to be a chilly day per se. We've got brisk winds, a lot of sunshine, quite a few showers coming in from the northwest, and gales down the North Sea coastline. I'll have all the details later in the programme. But that was rubbish. Yes.
Say what you mean, Carol.
Like it is. Absolutely, Naga. Good morning, everyone. Yes, Charlie is quite right. It is windy out there, and it's a chilly wind as well. It is coming from the northwest, and it's blowing in, a lot of showers with it. Now, what we have today is bit of rain coming south. This is it here. It's a weak weather front, and it will continue to eventually push away. Behind it, there'll be a lot of sunshine, but that's where the colder air comes in. It's already in place across much of the UK, and it will filter further south as we go through the course of this morning. On that strong wind, it's blowing in a lot of showers, and some of those are wintry as far south as North Wales, but only on higher ground. We've also got gales down the North Sea coastline, and here too, with the spring tides, there is the chance of some overtopping. Temperatures today 6 to about 14 degrees, but tempered by the wind. Now through this evening and overnight, there'll be some clear skies. There will also be some showers, some rain just crossing the far northeast of Scotland. In fact, in some sheltered eastern areas, it will be cold enough for some frost. But generally speaking, that won't be the case because it's going to be too windy. Now tomorrow, again, we're going to have a windy start, but the winds will ease through the course of the day. There will be some sunshine, there'll be a fair bit of cloud coming in, and still some showers with temperatures 8 to 14, but not feeling as cold because it won't be as windy. My earpiece fell out, so I'll just put it back in case you say anything to me, but that's it for the weather for now.
Do you know what, Carol? Can you
I
hear?
think you both need to practice that. Thank you, Naga. Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. You know, it's a cold start to the day today, but wow, it is a beautiful one, as you can see from our Weather Watchers picture from Leek. Now, what's happening is this cold front's been careering southwards through the course of the night. The isobars tell you that we're looking at gusty winds today. They're coming from a chilly direction, namely from the north or the northwest, as represented by the blue on our air mass chart this morning. So we've got the dregs of that weather front to clear away, taking its rain with it. Then there'll be a lot of sunshine, brisk winds though, blowing in showers. Some of them will be wintry on the tops of the hills and mountains as far south as North Wales. These represent the wind gusts. Gales down the North Sea coastline with the combination of spring tides. It does mean there could well be some overtopping. And the Thames Barrier, interestingly enough, closes for the 200th time today at 10:15. That's a combination of spring tides, tidal surges, and of course the heavy rain that we've seen recently. Temperatures 7 to about 13 or 14 degrees, but tempered by the wind, especially down the east coast. Now through this evening and overnight there'll be some clear skies, still a lot of showers coming in on that brisk wind, some of them getting over towards the east. It's going to be cold. In fact, in some sheltered eastern areas it could well be cold enough for a touch of frost despite the wind, but for most of us it's going to be too windy for a frost. So tomorrow we've got this little ridge of high pressure that sits across us, a weather front sinking south, pepping up the showers that we're likely to see, and there will be more cloud around tomorrow than we're looking at today. So once again, still quite a few showers coming in, but the wind won't be as strong. So temperature-wise, we're looking at 8 to 14, very similar to today, but just not feeling quite as cold because of the wind easing. This weekend, though, if you like it to be a bit milder, it is happening because through the course of Friday into Saturday, this ridge of high pressure starts to slowly move away, allowing the Atlantic fronts to come in from the west, and that's going to bring in milder air with them. We start to pull in a southwesterly wind as opposed to the cold northwesterly that we currently do have. So on Saturday, we start off with some early sunshine in central and eastern areas, but you can see there will be quite a bit of cloud around. And ahead of our weather front coming in, there'll be some patchy light rain and drizzle in western areas. And then in comes the rain across Northern Ireland initially. Now, overnight, Saturday into Sunday, this rain will continue to push eastwards. On Sunday morning, this is roughly where it will be as a weakening feature. So it will have a band of cloud and the odd spot of rain on it. But out towards the west, we are looking at a good rash of showers. Some of those could be heavy, but we still will have southwesterly winds, so it still is going to be mild. Temperatures 12 in the north to about 16 in the south. Nugget and Charlie, almost tropical.